All right, here we are at our 2003 Malibu Wakesetter 21 VLX. This is a wakeboard, water ski, and surf-capable boat for sale. We're here near the beautiful freshwaters in Norris Lake, Tennessee. We're obviously off the water today. This one has been stored indoors. It is being sold by the third owner of this one. It's had 3 owners its entire life. It's had a freshwater history. And we're here for our video walkthrough tour. As usual, you're going to be able to find the full list of specifications, features, options, as well as the current asking price and all that good stuff over on our website. That is at www.yournewboat.com. For your convenience, there will be a direct link to this one down in that video description. It's going to take you right to the listing page of this one, where you're going to see that photo slideshow, as well as a link to a printable PDF. That's usually where the full list of specifications and features are going to be found. And of course, you're also going to have all of our contact information over there as well. You'll be able to reach out to us by phone, by text, or by email, whatever's most convenient for you. Though we do encourage you, if you call us on the phone and get our voicemail and would like to return a phone call, please take time, leave us a detailed message, let us know which listing you're looking at, what questions you have. Keep in mind, we are very frequently in areas without cell phone reception. So if you take time to do that, and then as soon as we either finish with the client or return to cell phone service area, we'll be able to return that call, have all those questions answered for you. Now, this one is being sold with the trailer that it's sitting on. I believe it's a 2003 Extreme. What was the name on this one? Extreme. There it is. Extreme Custom Trailers. We do have the swing tongue up here on the front. That's going to be able to fold back. Actually, it's going to fold this way so that you're only just a few inches beyond that bow as far as your storage length. That's going to be a 2-inch ball hookup with a 5 flat trailer wiring connection. That's 5 flat, not the 4 flat. The 5th is going to be for your electric brakes. This one does have disc brakes on it. Of course, we've got the trailer jack up there. Spare tire is mounted right here. Now, that's a 2011 spare tire. We've got 3 2014 tires and 1 2019 tire. I believe this is the 2019 right here. And we've got disc brakes on the back axle. So 2014, these tires look great. I do not see any dry rot. Tread looks great. However, when it comes to trailer tires, you get about 10 years of age on these. It's probably time to consider replacing those, especially if you're going to be heading down the interstate with it. Now, local buyer, it's going to be maybe going to one of the 23 marinas down here on Norris Lake. Then maybe you're going to be fine with these. Or if you're, like I said, even if you're leaving in the area, just going to be occasionally trailering it in and out during the season, probably fine. But going up and down the highway, I'm going to highly recommend replacing these, get some new rubber under there. Now, we do have the Malibu Swoop tower. We've got board racks on each side, tower speakers up there as well as that tower mount Bimini top. We've got a full mooring cover for this one. It's going to go below the rub rail. We've got 2 fuel fills. So no matter which make of vehicle you have or which side of the dock you pull up on, you're always going to be conveniently located next to your fuel fill. I believe this has about a 35-gallon fuel tank. We'll have that listed over there at the website again with all that other information. We've also got the Malibu Wedge on this one. So obviously, if you're not on the trailer, you can reach through this little hatch right here. It's integrated in this teak platform, and you're going to be able to basically squeeze these little pins right here, and then that wedge is going to drop down into position. I'll show you what we're talking about right here. Maybe. Might need to switch hands right there. My non-dominant hand right there trying to pull that down, but that's, oh, actually I'm pulling the wrong bracket, that's why. Let's try this again. There we go. Okay, got it released there, maybe. Yeah. Okay, so this is gonna go down. Now you're gonna pull these pins, kind of push it in place, and then that's gonna snap that into that bracket, but that essentially is gonna give it a foil right here. That foil has the effect of added ballast. I believe with the Wedge and the 4 plug-and-play ballast bags that come with this boat, you're going to have about 1,900 pounds of ballast, I believe. That is the case on this one. Let's slide that up into that full lock position. We've got a 4-blade. I believe that is a Acme prop. And then, of course, you've got a pair of skegs up there near the front of this one as well. So let's go ahead and climb on. Oh, and speaking of, before I do climb on side, you know, I heard you mention surf, or you heard me mention surf capable. But this being a early 2000s model boat, this is really before they had, about 10 years ahead of when they started doing any kind of surf tabs. But they do make aftermarket tabs. You'll be able to basically attach those to either corner of the boat. They basically just suction cup on. They'll float as well. Some of them even have a leash in case they come off. But when you add a surf tab to a boat like this, that is where you're going to be surf capable with it. And do keep in mind, depending on where you are surfing at, you do want to follow the local laws. Down here in Tennessee on Norris Lake, we do have some wake surfing laws, and really all it is surfing in wider channels of the boat and not in front of marinas or private docks. So if you're following those rules, making sure you're in a wide enough area of the lake and you're not surfing in front of a marina or other private docks, you're going to be just fine. So nice large engine pad. It's going to double as a sun lounge back here. And of course, I'm standing on that teak platform right here. We got a little grab bar there to help you, assist you getting in and out of the water. Platform does need a little T-coil back here to get that looking in good condition again. Again, there's that Swoop tower. Pair of WetSounds tower speakers. Go ahead and climb on inside. So with the V-drive setup, that is where your engine is going to be in the back. And the transmission is actually making a V because this engine, the drive shaft's actually coming out the front of the boat. And then that V is made and that prop comes out underneath the bottom of this boat here. So that's where the term V-drive comes from. When the engine is in the back section of the boat like this, that is where you're going to get more weight back there. And that is where you're going to get more of a wake shape. And that's going to enhance that wake if you are, if you're trying to wakeboard or wake surf. So now this one does have that Malibu launch system, that MLS. You might see that logo right there on the windshield there. That is essentially referring to the ballast tank system on this one. So while we're on that topic, let's go ahead and raise our hatches here. So now I've got the mooring cover in this side, and we've also got our ballast connections in there, or piping or hardware, whatever you want to refer to it as. So your bags are simply going to install them here. The bags are available. They're just not in the boat at the moment, but they will be going with it. You've got essentially bilge pumps built in. You've got valves right here. Going to be able to shut these off. It's going to be, these are going to function the exact same way. You can open and close those. Those are in the closed position right now. Anyway, your tanks or your bags are going to basically snap onto these fittings right here. So with this plug-and-play system, you're going to have 4 total bags in total. You're going to have 2 here in this compartment, ballast bag here in this compartment, another one in this compartment. So it's going to be 2 in the back corners of the boat, 1 port side corner, 1 the starboard side corner. We've also going to have a center bag that's going to install in the ski locker right here. And then there's going to be another bag that's going to install underneath our seating up here in our bow seating. I'll show you what I mean right here. Now this is the bow filler cushion in place. I'll slide this out of here just so you can get a feel for it. So that's going to be without that bow filler cushion in place. And then here's going to be our connections up here for this far forward bow ballast bag. 2 of those connections are going to be at each because one is going to be a fill valve and the other is going to be an empty valve. We've also got 4 cup holders up here in the bow. 2 of them right there. 2 more over here on the port side. And that so that ballast that's going to lay in there is actually going to be laid through all 3 of those seats right there. Give you an idea of what we're talking about. Now, I'm going to go ahead and drop this Bow filler cushion back in place right here. Okay. While we're here in the bow area, I should also point out we do have a wind block that's going to slide in right here. It's actually Malibu logoed. And when that wind block's in place, you can simply close this Walk-Thru windshield over, and then that's going to serve as a full wind block for those chillier afternoons or evenings, mornings, early, late season, things like that. All right, let's go ahead and make a stop here at our driver's helm station. We do have basically a rotating driver's seat with a flip-up bolster. Okay, it's going to flip up just like that. It's going to help you see over top of that bow a little bit more easily. Again, if you are doing any wake surfing, you're going to be running this at a lower speed. You're going to have a little bit more bow rise. So having that flip-up bolster in place is going to help give your driver a better field of view over top of your bow, especially if you've got a lot of people on board. We have a dual. That's a dual brand. This is a AM, FM, USB, auxiliary input, Bluetooth stereo. We've got 4 cockpit speakers. 2 of those are going to be up here at the dash, and 2 more are going to be right here behind this passenger seat. We've got this large kicker subwoofer, and then we've got our WetSounds power speakers. Now, this one's actually going to be getting a new stereo amplifier. Current amplifier is not working. Speaking of those, that equipment's going to be right under here. So there's a kicker amplifier, and then that's going to be a massive Edge E2 amplifier. Dual batteries with a battery switch located over here as well. And so this one will be sold with that new amplifier. 3 of our 4 cockpit speakers were functional. I do not think they plan on replacing that 4th speaker. It's going to be this one right here just in front of your driver's seat. There's a kicker stereo speaker in there. That's our cockpit speaker that is not working. Now, this one is rated for 11. We've got 11 cup holders on board. You're going to have one right there at your driver's seat, just down on the floor right there. 2 over here by your passenger seat. 4 more up there in the bow. So that's 6, 7. There's 8, 9, 10, and 11 right there. 12-volt power outlet located right here for your passengers on board. You're going to be able to keep their device charged right in between those 2 kicker speakers. You're going to have another 12-volt charger right over here by your driver's seat as well. Depth finder is going to be right here. Tilt steering wheel. Of course, this is your subwoofer controls. And then here, your gauges are going to consist of this cluster gauge. You're going to have your engine oil pressure, engine water temperature, your fuel gauge, and your battery volts. Speedometer gauge is right here in the center. This is going to have a digital engine hour reading right here. Let me turn that key on so that'll power up. And of course, this is our PerfectPass Stargazer Wake Edition right here. So this is going to be your cruise control. You're going to be able to turn this on and program exactly how fast you want to go. You can even save some settings in here. So that's a wakeboard mode right there. And simply just adjust that speed. Once you get up and in this is taken over, while you're moving, you can adjust your speed up and down, faster, slower, depending on the rider's preference. 547.6 engine hours are shown right here on our digital hour meter. We've got a little toggle switch here where we can change a few different display settings up here. That's going to be a clock. This is going to be your water temperature and air temperature. And then back to your engine hours. Obviously, we are sitting out of the water right now, so we're not going to get a reading on our depth finder, and our air water temperature is going to be a little bit different. Switches to fill your MLS, that Malibu launch system. It's going to be right here. You're going to be able to fill and drain. You've got 2 switches here. Another one right over here. You've also got a blower switch, your bilge pump switch. That depth finder is actually on one of these accessory switches right here. And then we've got some other controls right here where you can have some dash lights as well as some courtesy lights. And then, of course, your navigation and your anchor light excuse me, functional horn as well. We have function tested everything on board. Your ballast all appears to be functioning. At least those pumps are turning on whenever we're flipping the switch at the dash, generally indicating that those are all functional as long as your valves are open. And of course, this is also as are all of our listings. They're always going to be subject to buyer inspection. Once we have an acceptable offer, we're going to be able to schedule a water test. We'll make the boat available for a mechanical inspection, make it available for a marine survey or anything like that. When we do a water test on one of these, that's when we'll get out there and function test our PerfectPass system as well as our ballast system, make sure all that stuff is functional as well. So, all right, across from there, we do have a small dry box right here. We're going to be able to keep some things in the dry. And then, of course, I lifted this hatch for you, showed you where those dual battery switch, and those stereo amplifiers were. Now, I've also got storage integrated underneath of our seats in here as well. This is going to be a pole for a removable lounge table. Now, the table is not in the boat, but it will be included with the sale of this one. So there's a few items, like I said, those ballast bags, as well as that table that are currently not in the boat that will be here before this one is sold. Essentially, the current owners have not really used the ballast system at all. That's why those bags are not in here, nor the table. Those were just basically stowed away. So, but all that will be included with this one when it is sold. So, Swoop tower, again, that tower mount Bimini top, those WetSounds tower speakers, and then of course a pair of board racks on either side of that Swoop tower as well. Now, some of those storage lights you just heard me made reference to and talking about function testing. Let me actually turn that switch on. So this is going to be example one of those lights. We do have a couple of these lights that are not working. Either side of these compartments, those bulbs are not functional, as well as under here. And then I believe also under this side up here in the bow. This one over here, I do believe function just fine, or at least one of these up here in the bow, I believe function just fine. Let me verify. Yeah, so there's your functional kind of courtesy light right there, and then that one is not functional. So 4 of those lights are not functional. So okay, of course we do have some in-floor storage locker right here, but also does have the ballast bag that will fill that space as well. And then let's see, I showed you under that seat. This is going to be a little lift up compartment right here, some storage under this seat as well. Try to give you the full 360-degree tour on all of our listings. Now, this is really just a access. This is that V-drive transmission that I was making reference to. So that drive shaft actually comes out back of our engine. Transmission makes a V, and then get this camera angle just right, you might can see that prop shaft or that drive shaft going down into the prop down that way. Fuel tank mounted just forward of our transmission here. Again, I do believe that Malibu lists that as a 35-gallon fuel tank on this boat. And of course, while we've got these other hatches raised, let me go ahead and raise our engine hatch for you. There we are. So this one is powered by the Monsoon. This is a 335, that's 335 horsepower. And again, this is a V-drive engine. I actually step into this compartment right here, give you a better look. So, transmissions down here. There's your, of course, your air filter and air intake right there. This is a 5.7 V8. It's a GM Vortec engine. That's rated at 335 horsepower. This is going to be your PerfectPass device right there. There's that Monsoon 335 nameplate. Again, yes, this is a 5.7 electronic fuel injected inboard V-drive engine. You see another one of those ballast pumps right there. It's a Tsunami pump, very similar to a bilge pump. It actually is a bilge pump. It's just mounted a little bit differently for the ballast systems versus the actual bilge pump system. So there's going to be another one of those. Those are going to be your fills. Of course, you're going to have a ball valve on those that you're going to have to turn to open when you are using those. Those are in the closed position right now. And then where that pump is kind of in this piping right here, that's going to be one of the empty pumps right there. It's actually going to remove that water from that ballast bag. So So again, just under 550 engine hours on here. Again, this is all freshwater use, 3 owners. And let me step on out of here and put some of this stuff back together. Oh, one other thing we did notice in our engine room here, we've got some bilge hose right here. So this is going to be your 3 blower lines from that bilge vent. This one right here does need to be replaced. Not sure if I can get that camera angle down there just right, but you can kind of see that hose is cracked a little bit. So it just needs a new hose line right in there. Your bilge, I'm sorry, your blower. Was I calling that bilge? If I was calling that bilge, my apologies. Those are your blower lines, your blower vents. Your blower's right here. That looks to be about can't quite tell, either 3 or 4 inch blower. But like I said, that hosing is deteriorated right here underneath this. It's going to be the port side manifold. Now, it kind of seems like that's tough to get to, but it's actually a lot easier than you think. We've actually got a little panel right here. You just got a couple little pull tabs, and this actually will remove and give you much easier access to the entire port side of this engine right here. So anytime you're doing maintenance or things like that, that's going to be actually very easy to access. You're just going to pull this panel out of the way right here when you're doing that. And of course, Malibu's taking the time to put some little storage nets on the inside of these lockers right here, so that if you want to keep your soap or anything like that for your bindings on your boards or your skis, you're going to have easy access to that whenever you simply raise those up. Now then, we'll go ahead and drop that hatch. These storage compartments are lockable, and then there's even a pin right here. I don't know if you saw the hardware on that or noticed that hardware. You've got a little bracket right here, so you can actually lock this engine hatch as well by sliding that pin in place and then locking this compartment. These 2 compartments right here, these are Perco lockable latch hardware right here on both your starboard and port side rear storage compartments. You have this ski tow pylon coming up right here in the center. If you're doing any kind of towables, anybody on an inflatable or tube, anything like that, you're going to want to pull those here off this ski pylon. And then you're going to save your tower tow hook right here. You're going to save this for wakeboarding, wake surfing, or skiing. It's okay to ski off there. Now, a lot of people are going to prefer maybe to ski off here, especially if they're slalom skiing. But it is okay to ski off here. And actually, if you've got newbies, these towers are a great way to help teach people to ski. Whether you teach them a wakeboard or ski, with the tower, they actually get a little bit of a lift out of the water as opposed to just being dragged through the water. So it's very helpful for some of your younger riders to actually use that tower, no matter what sport they're doing, as long as you're not pulling them on a tube. Anything on a tube or inflatable, you're going to want to use this pylon right here. All right. I think we've covered everything we need to cover in here. This one is rated for 11. I believe it is a 7-foot 9-inch beam. However, if what's listed on the website is different than that, then always go by what's on the website. But this is a 21-foot boat. Like I said, I believe it's a 7-foot 9-inch beam. And dry weight of this one's going to be 3,000 pounds. Dry weight is the weight of this boat without anything else in it. No equipment, no fuel, no ballast. Now, you never want to haul these with your ballast tanks full. But whenever you're calculating your trailable weight or your tow weight ratio with your tow vehicle, you do want to keep in mind having gear in here as well as having a full tank of gas. Now then, wear and tear on this one. So we've got a small little mark right here, kind of in this walk-through bow area. Little mark in that upholstery right there. Upholstery looks in really good shape on this one. We've got like some little bit of staining in some areas up on the top part of some of the upholstery. Everything up here in the bow actually looks really good. Some of that staining I was referring to is going to be back here a little bit. Now we do have a little bit of wear on this Malibu logo right here, as well as this one right over here. And let me find those wear areas in the upholstery. A few little just kind of scratches right in there. That's one thread that's hanging out a little bit. Really nothing major to speak of. We do have a little bit of a tear right around this cup holder right here. And you know what's looking like a little bit of wear on your stitching, but your stitching is all in good shape over here. So this is that staining that we're referring to. You get a little bit of a stain right here, another kind of a scuff mark right there. And there's kind of a staining in this area and right in here as well. And then this is probably the worst of the wear right here, right near this little piping. You've got a little bit of wear right there. That might be, yeah, that's a little bit of a tear right in there. Okay, and then this is where some of that staining was that was just making reference to, kind of up on the tops of this. This typically is going to be where your cover is, kind of can hold some moisture in. You try to want to avoid covering the boat if it's wet at all on the interior, because that's where you're going to start seeing some staining at the top of your seats right here. So we are going to have a little bit of that. Now this right here is just some dirt on there. I think that's going to come right off. And similar over here, we got a little bit of wear on this piping right over here, and a little puncture right there on that upholstery. A few little marks on that gel coat right there. And coming around, again, like a little scuff right here. That's just a stain. That's not a rip or tear. These are a little bit more stubborn stains right in here, but you can see it also removed, right? And over here on this side. So here we got a small little kind of puncture in the upholstery. I think that little dot there is, again, some more dirt that's going to come off. But that is a little bit of a tear right there. And another one right here. Okay, and again, a little bit of staining up here on the top of this. That's just some dirt right there. And let me see if I can find that other area. Oh, it's back here on the sun pad, I believe. So again, this is that engine cover. It's going to double as a sun pad. Yeah, here it is. So this is actually a little bit of a tear that somebody's actually taken the time and kind of sewn that up. And that's going to prevent that from basically opening any farther. It's going to contain that to just that one area. Otherwise, yeah, you've got some scrapes or scuffs in there. You know, a little bit of staining on some of these areas. Move over to here. Yeah, so again, this is where we got some staining on here. Probably some good product is going to remove this. None that looks really bad. But now back here on this back section right here, we're kind of where it makes this turn. This is where we do have some weathering right in here. And this might be a little bit more stubborn to remove because it's just a product starting to show just a little age. But again, very minimal rips and tears. Still got some really good quality upholstery here. Does not feel sun damaged at all. Just like I said, a little bit more weathered in this section right here. And you know, honestly, it's kind of indicative of a boat that has been stored under covered slip or indoors, and that's exactly at least what this owner has done with it. They've owned this boat for about 9 years now, so almost going on 10 years with this one. Has seen very good care. Now we climb off of our swim platform there, and we're going to show you some wear and tear on the exterior hull and the gel coat going around this one. So there's a little area right there. So that's like a little gel coat chip right there. Small little mark right in there. Now underneath this platform, we do have a few little stress cracks right in here. Right in here where this wedge goes on. See, we've got some stress cracks going around there. Anytime you see stress cracks like this below the water line, typically if you're not storing this boat in the water, then these are going to be fine. If you are going to be stored in the water, you probably need to go to a shop that does some gel coat work and actually let them seal or repair these stress cracks. But if you're going to be keeping this on the trailer, on the lift, and just, you know, on the water when you're using it, this is really nothing too alarming, but you want to keep an eye on it, make sure it's not getting worse. Other side of that wedge looks to be good. A few little stress cracks on our swim platform brackets. Now this platform here is removable. You see this pin right here. This entire platform will slide out of place. So again, when I showed you that trailer tongue up there on the front of the boat that's going to swing, keep in mind you can also reduce your required length of this one for storage on the trailer by removing this platform as well. So this is a 21-foot boat. You're probably going to be about 22 feet with that swing tongue in and this platform off. So if you are in a confined place or limited storage, you're going to have some flexibility there. We've also got the guideposts right here that are the drive-on guides, going to make getting this on the trailer much easier. And we've also got these little integrated straps back here on the back as well. Now, so other swim platform mount. Again, we've got some similar stress cracks on this one as well. And then coming up here into the gel coat right in here, we got a few little scuffs in the gel coat right here. Now that's just kind of the water line. See how that's going to disappear, which is rubbing on it. So that's really nothing to get excited about. This water line's going this way. All that's going to come right off of there. Really probably don't even have to use a whole lot of product on there. So we're going to have some wear in our decaling on both sides of this one. Right up here, just above the decaling right here, we get a few little marks in the gel coat right in here. Really nothing major, but there is some wear. We always want to represent these as accurately as possible. So when we see anything like this, this is what we're use our video tours for, is just to give you a really good, accurate representation of this one. Maybe save you a trip from coming to look at it, or at least when you do come to look at it, we hope that there's no surprises there. So again, this is another real minimal surface scratch in that decal and into the gel coat a little bit here. A few other marks. Gel coat right in here. See kind of that white just barely catches an edge on my fingernail there. Similar here. So you'll see that a little bit more of abrupt white right there. So that means it's typically just a little bit of a deeper crack or scratch into that gel coat. You can kind of see where it's going in there. It's almost like you're kind of removing some of what was in that little gel coat scratch, and it almost fades it away a little bit more. At least it's a little bit less prominent, but you are catching an edge right there. So it's just a little surface scratch on that gel coat. So here's another one. It's kind of a scratch in that decal. It probably left a little transfer from a fender. It's kind of rubbed onto that gel coat there in that area. And then there's going to be another one. See again how we've kind of got a little bit more prominent white line in here. So that's a little bit of just an indication of a deeper gel coat scratch right in there. And then a much shallower one just forward of it. So right there and then right here, but that's a little bit deeper one right there. That one's not going to go anywhere. A few little chips in our gel coat right here in this white. Sometimes this stuff actually turns out to be something else, but I think those are just a little bit of just light little scratches in that gel coat. Could have been gravel getting blown up on the road and just kind of makes a little chip in there. So this one here, we got another little line. This is almost like a fender transfer, but it is also kind of like a light surface scratch in that gel coat. And continuing up to the front here, we got another little very minor mark up in the gel coat right here. And then underneath our rub rail up here on the bow, that's where we got some wear. It's probably from our fender rollers right in here. A little bit of wear on that gel coat up here near the V. And following this line down as well. Now, move our camera around here. We do have, again, some more scratching on our gel coat. Some of this looks probably worse than it actually is. We got down here pretty good when we were getting photos of this one. We will also have the photos of this at the website as well, but if I can use that camera bump right there. So see this one right here? This one kind of looks very prominent, right? But there's hardly anything there as far as a groove. And again, this is probably transferred over from that carpeting on the bunks. Looks worse than it is. It is scratched in the gel coat, but they're actually very minor. They're not deep at all. Now there's a few areas, let me see if I can find them, where we did have a little bit of a deeper scratch into that gel coat. I think that's one of them right there. And because of where that's located, let me try to get over there to it. So just barely catching a little bit of a fingernail there. Some of these are very comparable. Again, kind of a light scratch in that gel coat. And there's our two stabilizer skags right there. Again, just some light scratches in that gel coat here and there. I'm gonna climb around to the other side. And there's a few areas over there as well. Point out to you. So kind of returning up to our bow stop up here. It's a pretty good mark in that gel coat there. See how it's a little bit more prominent. Okay, it's catching an edge right there, meaning that one's probably going to be around unless you're going to do a gel coat repair to it. A little bit less prominent marks in the gel coat right in here. And similar is what we saw on the other side. And again, some of these marks, this one right here, like this is probably just a water line. Needs a little bit of cleaning product on there, and then that's going to disappear. Now here's some of those other marks. Again, this, like, several of these kind of look bad because it's like a little bit of a black on a white hull. But again, these are, there's hardly anything there as far as actual mark on the boat itself. You know, there's not really a groove there. And like right in there, that like look to be another mark. That's minimal right there as well. And I just want to pan around a few times, make sure we're not missing anything under here. Okay. All right, if I pull back here, let's look up kind of on the sides of the boat again, up above the water line. We're going to see some wear in our decaling and a little bit in the gel coat. Here's some minor little scratches in the gel coat here and over here. A little mark right there. And then again, a little bit of wear in that decaling, a few little scratches right here. And up in here on the black, another one in that decal. Another one in that decal as well. That right there actually was some wax residue, and that's also going to be what's around here. That's just a little bit of wax residue. That's actually a good sign. Means the boat has seen some good care. Kind of see whether that's wax in there around that decal. And again, this is basically some wear in that decaling. A little bit of oxidation in a few areas. Some additional wax, a little bit more buffing in this area right here. You're going to get this kind of the whiteness that's in this area. The blue is going to kind of go to a little bit of that darker blue right in there. And that's also what we've got going on right in here. So again, this is just a little bit of oxidation right in here. See, like it's a little bit of a maybe a more dull shade of blue. This is oxidation. Same right up here on this black area as well. And I believe right over here is an area we've already kind of pointed out. So I believe that's going to be about it. Another walk around. Oh, our tower mounts. We do have a little bit of stress cracks in a few of these. I think that one was good. Yeah, right in here. Just some very minor stress cracks right in there. This is really common around those tower mounts. Certainly have seen a whole lot worse than what is here on this one. See, very minor little stress crack in there. Similar right in there. So that's really going to start to wrap things up. Again, this is the 2003 Malibu Wakesetter 21 VLX, rated for 11, powered by that Monsoon 335 horsepower electronic fuel injected inboard V-drive engine, just under 550 engine hours. It's all freshwater. It's had 3 owners. Current owner, again, has had this one about 10 years now. Closing in on 10 years, actually 9 years. So any questions about this one, please reach out to us through our website. Again, over at yournewboat.com. For your convenience, in this video description, there will be a direct link that will take you right to the listing page for this one, where you're going to see current asking price and all of our contact information. We're not trying to hide the asking price from you. We just don't mention those in our video tours because we know that they will change between when a listing gets listed and when it is sold. You're going to find that asking price easily over our website. And again, for your convenience, that video description, there'll be a direct link take you right over to there. Our YouTube channel is just offered as a supplement to our website, so you can see the video walkthrough tours of all of our listings. But if you're not wanting to leave YouTube and wanting to see what all is currently available, near the end of this slideshow is going to be a shortcut to go to our current listings playlist at our YouTube channel. You can also go directly to our YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/yournewboat. We've got 2 playlists over there, one for sold boats and one for current listings. That current listings is going to be the one you want to look at if you don't want to leave YouTube and still want to see what else we have at the moment. And then, of course, there's also going to be a shortcut to subscribe to our video or to our YouTube channel as this concludes. If you haven't already subscribed, it's a great way to get notified anytime new inventory comes available. You're going to see us. We will have a variety of inventory, everything from houseboats and floating cabins down to ski, wake, surf boats, sometimes even occasional personal watercraft, pontoons, tritoons, things of that nature as well. So again, as we wrap up, keep those things in mind. Look for those shortcuts kind of come over top of your screen. One to subscribe to our channel, another shortcut to our current listings playlist. If you do send us an email through the website, keep in mind we generally get replies back out to you within 1 business day. If you have not gotten a reply in 1 business day, check your spam folder. If it's still not there, reach out to us by text or by phone. And again, if you call us on the phone, you get our voicemail, just keep in mind you might leave us a message if you happen to miss us. Leave us a detailed message, let us know which listing you're looking at, what question you have. As soon as we either finish with the customer or return to self-service area, we'll be gladly returning your call and answer all those questions for you as well. So it's 2003 Malibu Wakesetter 21 VLX ski wake surf boat for sale again here near the beautiful Freshwater, Norris Lake, Tennessee. And I thank you again for joining us and look forward to working with you. Do reach out to us through the website if you do have any questions, want to submit an offer, anything like that. Thank you again.